Earthborn Die Troll. The sign of Dunia's blessing shines clear with the rare and powerful Earthborn. Some shamans believe they were shaped from the very substance of Cain itself. They certainly possess a link to the wilderness and the mother of all kin, for their bodies reshape themselves to their advantages as they advance against their prey, crushing ground litters with boulders, rocks, and rubbles, and Earthborn's skin hardens like angled stone. As its feet sink into water, its legs achieve bursts of terrifying speed. Even more frightening, they boast immunities against all manners of elemental weaponry. Some think the awesome power demonstrated by the Earthborn springs directly from the regenerative vitality of trolls. In the Earthborn, the power has expanded so that their bodies react instantly to the needs in combat. Whatever the root of this ability, the Earthborn allows Creole warlocks to face and surpass the petty innovations fielded by the cunning machinations of man, scorn, and the dragons. And yes, this guy literally morphs himself around any kind of obstacle that comes in his way, whether that be water, rock, or otherwise. He is a blessed dire troll, and having a dire troll who can kind of just morph into whatever he's going up against is kind of just a terrifying aspect. And of course, dire troll means he is way bigger than the average troll. That's why we waited till the end to go over the elemental dire troll, and I believe he is the only elemental dire troll. So yeah, but let's read over his Mark 3 to Mark 4 changes and see what he's got, because he has a lot of immunities as they talked about in the archives. Let's read his stat line and see how staggering he actually is. He has Slam, he has Trample, he has Headbutt, he has Pathfinder, because of course he is, the Earthborn Dire Troll, so him being able to move over any elements is pretty easy for him. He has immunity to fire, he has immunity to electricity, he has immunity to corrosion, and he has immunity to frost, so going up against anybody that uses those specifically, he is going to turn those down and take less damage from them. His stat line is a speed 5, so he's actually pretty fast for a large war beast. He has a mat 7, so he's definitely a melee combatant. He has a defense of 12, an arm 18, a fury 4 because he's a dire troll, and a threshold of 9, making him super chunky. The special abilities that he has Elemental Communion. So while within 2 of shallow water, this model gains +2 defense, getting him up to a defense of 14. While within 2 inches of an obstacle or obstruction, this model gains +2 armor, getting him up to an arm 20. If this model begins its activation within 2 of rough terrain, it gains +2 speed, getting him up to a base speed of 7, which is the exact same thing that he was in Mark 3, which each one of those things makes him even more terrifying, especially if you're playing against him in any kind of heavy terrained environment. He gains a bunch of very useful abilities to keep his living longer while he makes his way to destroy the enemy. Another one of his abilities he has is regeneration, so this model can be forced to remove D3 damage points once per activation. And then he has snacking as well, so he eats people like most dire trolls do. So if he boxes a living model with a melee attack, he can remove that model from play and heal D3 himself. And his claws, his only weapon, is a mat 7 range 1 pow 15. So if you put him with a standard dire troll mauler, who can give him, say, rage, he can get himself up to a 17 and make some pretty dang decent damage. But he is a very defensive armor and quick dire troll, so do not let him surprise you in battle, because he's already a pathfinder, so him getting +2 speed while in rough terrain is scary, and him getting +2 defense while in shallow water is almost like giving him concealment like he has amphibious, and then giving him an additional +2 armor when he's within obstacles or obstructions is just awful, because 20 arm on a dire troll is just staggering. But his Animus is Earth's Blessing, so this model, it costs 1, it's a self, so it can be cast on him or his warlock. And the spellcaster cannot be pushed, knocked down, made stationary, moved, or moved by a slam. So it basically makes them stand firm as if they're stuck to the ground, like a building. But yeah, dire trolls, or the Earthborn Dire Troll, is staggering for the abilities that he gets just from the environment around him. He doesn't have to have his warlock boost up any of these, outside of making him do more damage. But yeah, his movement's taken care of, his arm's taken care of, and his defense definitely taken care of by the obstacles around him that he can use. So yeah, makes him a way more dangerous dire troll, and I believe slightly cheaper than the average dire troll. But yeah, if you need somebody immune to everything and who can use his environment to make the enemies shiver with fear, there you go. You want to have this perfect dire troll.